Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Sula by Toni Morrison. The novel takes place in the neighborhood of Bottom in the city of Medallion, Ohio, a place which at present is a golf course for rich white people, but which used to be a thriving black community. In the 1910s, there is a man living in the Bottom named Shadrach. In 1917, he goes off to fight in World War I. There, he witnesses great violence in Europe and returns to Bottom a broken man. Shadrach then proposes a holiday for the people of Bottom called National Suicide Day. Every year, he walks through the streets ringing a bell and yelling. At first, the people of Bottom ignore Shadrach, but eventually, National Suicide Day becomes an accepted part of the calendar. Another resident of Bottom is Helen Wright. Helen was born in New Orleans and raised by her grandmother, who taught her to be pious and moral. As a young woman, she married Willie Wright, a cook. Wright brought Helen to live in Bottom, and together they had a daughter named Nell. Helen quickly acquired a reputation for being a highly respectable woman, and she raised her daughter to behave the same way. When Nell is a young girl, Helen takes her back to New Orleans to visit her grandmother, Cicely, that is Nell's great-grandmother. On the train ride to New Orleans, a racist train conductor shouts at Helen, but Helen only responds by flashing him a dazzling smile. Nell notices that the black people sitting in the train are glaring at Helen for her differential behavior. Nell resolves never to let any black man look at her this way. In New Orleans, Nell and Helen arrive too late. Cicely is already dead. They briefly meet Rachel, Helen's mother, who is a prostitute and shows no affection or concern for Helen or Nell. Another resident of Bottom in the early 1920s is Sula Pace, a girl with strange birthmark shaped like a stemmed rose on her face. Sula lives in a house that's nearly the opposite of Nell's, big, chaotic, and full of people. Sula is largely raised by her grandmother Eva Pease, an old one-legged woman, and her mother Anna Pease. Eva was married to a man named Boy Boy, who left her after she had given birth to 3 children, Hannah, Pearl, and Plum. Eva devoted herself to raising her children. One winter, she left town for months, and when she returned, she had only one leg but plenty of money. It was rumored that Eva allowed a train to cut off her leg in order to collect an expensive insurance policy. Eva's youngest child Plum went off to fight in World War I. When he returned, he was ragged looking and seemed to have become addicted to heroin. Overcome with grief and love for her child, Eva doused Plum with kerosene while he was sleeping and set him on fire, burning him alive. Hannah, Eva's eldest child, always sensed that Eva was responsible for Plum's death. By 1922, Sula and Nell are 12 years old and have become good friends. Sula protects Nell from bullies in the city, and they have a similar loneliness that makes them close. One day, Sula and Nell go down to the Ohio River to look for boys to flirt with. By the river, they find only Chicken Little, a young boy. Sula dares Chicken Little to climb a high tree with her. Reluctantly, Chicken Little follows Sula up the tree. Then they climb down, and Sula swings Chicken Little around by the hands as he laughs. Suddenly, as Nell watches, Sula's grip looses and Chicken Little flies out into the river. He disappears underwater and doesn't resurface. Terrified that they have killed Chicken Little, Sula and Nell run for help and to see if anyone witnessed the accident. The nearest house is a shack that belongs to Shadrach. Sula runs inside, where she finds Shadrach. Sula tries to ask Shadrach if he saw what happened on the river. Shadrach says always, which makes her think that he had witnessed the accident. Sula runs out and Nell comforts her, noticing that Sula's belt is missing. A few days later, Chicken Little's body is found in the river. Sula and Nell feel guilty and are frightened that they will be punished for their role in the child's death. In 1923, Hannah Pease is burnt alive for reasons that nobody can understand. In the days leading up to her death, she confronts Eva about killing Plum. Eva doesn't deny what she did but explains that she couldn't stand to see someone she loved so much in pain. A few days later, Eva sees Hannah standing outside the house, her dress on fire. Without hesitation, Eva pushes herself through the second story window of her house, trying to protect Hannah, and falls to the ground below. Both Eva and Hannah are rushed to the hospital. Eva survives her fall, but Hannah doesn't survive her burns. Before she is taken off to the hospital, Eva notices Sula quietly watching her own mother burn. Eva comes to hate Sula because of this. In 1927, Nell marries a handsome man named Jude Green. Green is ambitious and dreams of working on the New River Road, the big road that white contractors claim will one day link Bottom with communities nearby. In their wedding, Nell and Jude are deeply in love and can't wait to start a family. Following the wedding, Sula leaves Bottom and doesn't come back for 10 years. During this time, Jude and Nell have several children. Meanwhile, Sula goes to college and travels to the great American cities looking for love, but she only finds men who want to sleep with her. When Sula returns to Bottom in 1937, she goes to visit Eva Peace. Sula accuses Eva of cutting off her own leg to get an insurance policy. A few weeks later, Sula calls officials at a nearby nursing home and they come to take Eva away. Sula reunites with Nell, who is still married to Jude, though she is not as happy as she used to be. Nell is overjoyed to be reunited with her old friend. When Sula greets Jude, Jude is immediately fascinated by her. Shortly thereafter, Jude begins an affair with Sula. One afternoon, Nell comes home to find Jude and Sula in bed. Jude tells Nell that he is leaving her to live in Detroit. The people of Bottom come to despise Sula. They know that she has slept with Jude and sent Eva away from her family. In 1940, Sula becomes seriously ill. Nell, who hasn't seen Jude or Sula in years, decides to go see her old friend. Nell demands to know why Sula broke up Nell's marriage and destroyed their friendship. Sula responds that she is strong and independent and she can do whatever she wants. Furious, Nell leaves Sula and Sula dies shortly thereafter. After Sula's death, a frost comes to Bottom, followed by a wave of disease. In January 1941, Shadrach walks through the streets celebrating his annual National Suicide Day. He thinks back to long ago when a young girl with a tadpole-shaped mark, whom we know to be Sula, ran into his shack. He remembers taking the girl's belt and whispering "always," meaning that the girl would be fine in spite of a strange birthmark. To Shadrach's surprise, dozens of people walk behind him, yelling and cheering for National Suicide Day. Together they walk all the way to cliffs overlooking the river, where they survey the supposed New River Road, in reality a dirty pile of bricks that will never amount to anything. Disgusted with the hypocrisy of white businessmen, the people of Bottom hurl stones at the road. Suddenly, a piece of cliff breaks off and dozens of people fall to their deaths in the river below. In 1965, Nell is a middle-aged woman. She goes to visit Eva Peace, who is still living in a nursing home. Eva asks Nell why she killed Chicken Little. Nell, shocked, insists that it was Sula, not she, who killed the boy. Nell runs outside the nursing home, where she sees a cemetery. She finds the graves of the Peace family, including Sula's grave. Nell realizes that she has missed Sula all these years, though she thought she had been missing her husband. She cries out for her husband, but no one can hear her. Here ends the story. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.